stun version that launches them, and that is Raiden's highest damage launcher by far. And what is that icon? That is a creepy smile.
It's Superman with a really freaky grin and a Christmas hat.
It's like,
alright, so it's going to be... We're actually good to go straight away.
It doesn't look right because I've got a mustache.
We're actually good to go right now. That is how fast this is. So we're AFK.
Efficient.
Alright, AFK.
Durpey's in the PND guild as well.
So it's AFK. We should get Mantis in the PND guild. I don't know what crazy guild he's at.
However, all those guild rewards.
Alright guys, it's time for another week of first to 10s. Let us know if the audio is good and all that as we go, and we'll adjust it if need be. But this is going to be Durpey versus Irish Mantis. You know Irish Mantis by now. Really, really sick Johnny Cage back in the day. In this game, plays a lot of Atrocitus, and he has a really sort of neutral-based, very calculated Atrocitus, I have to say. And then you've got Durpey, who, of course, you actually recognise him probably the most in the MKX Community Cups, because by the end of Mortal Kombat, Durpey became a really good player in the UK, and has been grinding really, really hard in Injustice 2, and has only been getting better by the week.
But that's the biggest thing about Durpey, is he is one of the players that has been on the grind as a newcomer to competitive play in Mortal Kombat X to now. He's had such a journey in terms of like his fundamentals improving, his regular competitive practice. He enters every tournament he can. He's transferred into a very competent offline participant as well through various tournaments. And Irish Mantis, as like you said, has been around for quite a while. Had a great Johnny Cage, and I think Atrocitus is a great character for him, with just the way he plays and how he's not particularly weak character, but he's also not now, especially not too overplayed either. So there's that element of you have to always be ready for Atrocitus.
Durpey going with Superman, I think Mantis kind of chatted and was probably expecting that. We actually got a little bit of a cheer from competitor. Thank you very much for that, mate. Much appreciated. But Superman is a matchup I think he prefers, but his main character in this game has always been Robin. So I feel like he's probably trying to train up as Superman in preparation for the 2018 season.
It's actually been the opposite. Durpey has committed to Superman for a while now and has Robin on the side for certain matchups, and I think, especially in this version of the game, Superman and Robin together is a ridiculously powerful team. Irish Mantis attempting the whiff punish with a 4-2 there, but a little bit too slow. Can get a little bit of punish there on the board, but still has a bit of a life lead. Now, this is a matchup that I know they've both played quite a while as well, so we're going to see a lot of familiarity, a lot of that full screen game is going to be interesting, right? Because if Dex is up, it's going to be quite hard for Superman to get through, because when Dex is out, and that was a really nice background bounce combo there.
I've never even seen Atrocitus players do that really like meaty standing 3 to get the juggle frames. Normally an Atrocitus player would actually end the combo in 3 into punch float rather than just wait for it, but...
Yeah, Durpey getting the down one on the wake up, but wasn't going to quite get the most for it. Is this throw going to do enough?
Yes.
I think it will, yeah.
That's traded, so of course.
I mean, Durpey's he's not having any trait now, so it's going to be a while before he gets that back. Mantis is basically going to get a free cat activation, and when the cat is out, that's when it's going to be difficult for Durpey, because he can't do any lasers from full screen, because the shield is going to absorb it. I mean, at least the sweeping one, like the sweeping laser is going to be death. Oh, what a punish.
That was so despicable. And I actually like this idea where he committed for the combo and decided, well, we're going to side switch at the very least, and he's not going to have bar to clash, so... yeah, let's have no fear, and Mantis is going to very happily take that first game. Really, really nice display of Mantis' Atrocitus.
Well, it's like you said, right? It's neutral heavy, it's very tidy, it's very clean, and that's exactly what we just saw. It was very calculated, and Atrocitus is a character that, right? I think Atrocitus at the start of the game had a bit of a reputation for being a little bit of a potato.
I mean, that's because, in my opinion, personally, I believe it's probably
he was, especially in that version of the game, he was very
easy.
He was very easy to play, very aggressive, and it was a lot of seeming, guesses into guesses into guesses. And while he still has elements of that, he is nowhere near as safe as he used to be while doing them. So he has to be a little bit more reserved when going for that. But that was never a style. I mean, we said Irish Mantis was a stunt double player for Mortal Kombat, and even then, he still didn't commit to the mix-ups that character had all the time. He played much more on the other strengths the character has, and it looks like his Atrocitus is a little bit similar. Still though, Durpey already has Mantis to the corner, but the shield is up, so he's got to be careful. The shield's seeming like a free way in for Atrocitus in this matchup.
Is 1-1-1 still plus on block in this game? I think memory fails me.
Is that for Atrocitus?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll see soon. The beauty of a first to 10, if something is plus, you'll probably see it at least once. Oh, that big read, but backdash actually didn't get caught. Rare footage of a backdash not being hit by forward 2.
But this is such a classic thing about Atrocitus, is that the second you see the opponent out of range, their normals or their strings aren't likely to hit you. That's when you kind of know the cat call is going to be a much safer option. Right there, when Mantis was jump distance away, he knows that a forward 2 is not going to catch him. Dash into forward 2 is going to recover too slowly. Then it's just good awareness. But we saw how quickly Dexstar disappears. Push block is such a matchup changer once you know how to push block him properly.
Especially if you're a character that builds a lot of bar.
I mean,
and Superman has it in droves.
These guys play all the time.
Ooh.
And you can tell just the awareness of Mantis knowing what ranges he can safely summon Dexter. And that was so disgustingly good.
Ending in just a down 2 there. I'm not sure if he tried to punch float, but it could be a while before Dex is back now. Great fight by Durpey. This is approaching somewhat chip damage territory. Oh, especially now. That one laser's going to connect.
Yeah, Durpey's going to do everything he can to play this full screen game. I think it's unlikely Mantis, he's not going to pop Dexter from that far away, because if you're going to die anyway, die with Dexter ready, rather than Dexter having to, come back on the end of it.
Well, he used it straight away. About half the bard's going to be gone after this throw, but at the very least has some... Ooh, very nice respect there from Durpey. His defense has been on point.
Oh, 1-1-1's +3. How about that? For some reason, I thought it was only +2.
So there's that, and there's that air laser. Haven't really been seeing Durpey do it unless he doesn't have the cat ready.
You know, that overhead, I believe it's back 1-3, or forward 1-3 or whatever. The string where he has the mid and then he overhead slaps. I find that to be such an underused string right there. Such an underused string, the fact that it ends in overhead. And that's the mix-up, especially if he's got Dexter, it's that into low puddle or overhead. The overhead, of course, you can go into Dexter pressure at the end of it. Really, really useful for an aggressive mix-up based Atrocitus.
Again, the knowledge from Mantis coming through, using that Dexter shield to mask the gap in the meter burn punch float.
Yeah, for sure.
Mantis is keeping himself as safe as possible. Wonderful whiff punish. I mean, Atrocitus has always been a really good whiff punisher with the damage he does, the range he has, but especially at a range that, Superman's forward 2, if you block it and he's got trait ready, then you are kind of in trouble.
He's got a bunch of really good buttons for whiff punishing, back 2, forward 1, forward 2.
The way Mantis is kind of just shimmying back and forth when he's got the cat out. He knows that Durpey is a respectful player. Durpey is not likely to press buttons when he knows he shouldn't, and Mantis knows that, and he's constantly trying to bait the throws out.
I love that repositioning. Good awareness from Durpey. Can't go into Meter Burn Frost Breath, of course, he being out of meter, but I'd be very worried about how much bar Mantis has to work with. Durpey likely to try and keep this as I'm about to say keeping it as unclashable as possible, but just walking right into that one.
Durpey actually doesn't have a clash now, and that's a lot of cat left over. Mantis gonna get a forward dash. The dash goes through. Durpey with another good block, but Mantis still can be quite safe. Oh, presses buttons, and there we go. There's the clash. This is going to give Mantis a chunk of health back. Can't imagine he's going to spend all 3. Probably going to at least keep 1 here.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I mean, at this range, if he lands any lift and he's got the meter burn ready, he's going to kill on it.
Yep, lift into meter burn. He's got the blood drain now, which I would be very worried about, especially because that meter burn breath giving him pressure.
Hang on a minute.
That's game over.
Oh, he tries to go for the optimal, but just misses it.
Instead of going for a regular puddle, wanted to get himself the forward one instead, but a little bit too far away.
Here. Oh, but it gets punished for free, and Mantis. That's probably going to be the game. That's probably going to do enough. He is traded, and that's going to be it. The lift to finish things off. That was a really good call out from Durpey. Durpey making that read that Mantis was going to call Dexter as soon as he came back, and he got that meter burn roll, and it was a free punish. And again, you said right, the push block has been good as a universal mechanic against Atrocitus, but also the meter burn roll. If you read he's going to go for that cat activation, and you just so happen to meter burn roll as he does it, you will get a full combo, especially if you have a normal like Superman's forward 2 that has the speed, the range, and the meterless launching capabilities.
1-1, boys. We actually expect this set to be pretty close. These guys play quite often, and their sets tend to go down to the wire, which we've been told, so...
I think all 3 of our sets tonight are going to be close.
I'm so excited.
We have 3 really good matchups, and Durpey and Mantis both said, they basically wanted each other to play in this set because they knew they had good games against each other, but so far not being disappointed.
Well, to be honest, Durpey's been on our radar for quite some time. It's just, of course,
he works Wednesdays.
Yeah, real life can sometimes get in the way, and during our first 10 stream, he just so happens to most of the time be working during that time.
But this is the first Wednesday he's been free in apparently months, and he chose to come to us and said, guys, I'm free for the first time in ages, and this is how he wanted to spend his Wednesday evening.
Oh, he went for the Slayer throw bait.
He did.
That one from Slayer.
There's that push block. Ooh, actually quite surprised that Mantis didn't get whiff punish there. There too, now to think about it.
I like the fact that when an Atrocitus player sees that the 1-1 is whiffing, they tend to go for the 1-1-2 rather than the 1-1-1 because the laser has a higher chance of catching him and it comes out a little bit quicker.
That's the second time that Mantis has actually gone for the 4-2 straight into the bottle. I think he's really trying to keep Durpey on his toes. Oh, but there's the air dash of full combo punish, and that is actually going to be quite difficult for Mantis to get out of. The bike's not there anymore. He does have 2 bars. The cat's back too, but that's a big life deficit.
He was relatively low on the resource. Oh, ouch. Not sure I agree with that one. I mean, he went for it, but we're going to see a restand. Yeah, of course we see the restand attempt. The second we saw more 4-2-3s, I'm like, okay, he's used a lot of gravity here. We're likely to see a restand attempt, and he's going to keep himself safe, but no.
I wonder if that was still a punish.
That looked like a clean punish.
I know usually, isn't it, the ball keeps you safe on block and the shield can still be punished, but it's kind of like, you've got to make that read. If he goes to the ball, you can meter burn back 3 it. It's that beta tech. But the shield is less easy. It's less easy to interrupt, but still unblock. Damage.
That was nice. That was so nice. Irish Mantis.
No, he's pet the cat. I've never seen that before.
The Irish Mantis had some really good stunt double combos as well for Johnny Cage.
No, of course he did. But the thing is, he's been playing Atrocitus since day one, but I don't want to say it's never been, you know, kind of next level Atrocitus, but he definitely hasn't had as much opportunities to kind of show off what he can do as he did in MKX, right? So I haven't seen him play for a while, so you got to sort of think, you know, how much has Mantis been playing, how much has he been learning, how much has he been improving, but his Atrocitus now is so much more tidy than when I last saw it. It just goes to show that time does do wonders if you put the time into practice.
I think Irish Mantis won that match in all of our hearts for that sick combo, but Durpey's going to make it 2-1 anyway.
Unfortunately lost it in reality, which is all that matters.
I don't know, under Jim asking all the important questions, which is, has anyone found out how to get him to consistently pet the cat yet? I don't think anyone does, but I'm sure we'll find out. Keep an eye on the Injustice Reddit, and I'm sure you'll find out.
The day that gets discovered is the day that Atrocitus becomes the most popular character in the game.
I just want to pet the cat, man. Well, I can't get used to that Superman face. It's so creepy. He's just staring at you like an uncomfortable happiness.
He can see into your soul. His first to 10 will be 1. He has foreseen it in a premonition.
His first Christmas without Lois Lane.
Oh, for God's sake. Definitely not the first. It's been years.
Oh yeah, many Christmases. That's why he's trying to stay happy, but inside his soul is suffering and screaming. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, we've missed the first bit of this entire round, sorry.
Oh, it's gone to Durpey.
Of course. I feel like in this matchup, like, Atrocitus really does kind of need to get the lead in this one, though. Because the second he's on the back foot, and Superman's able to kind of just go a little bit free reign with the distance game and everything else, if he's ahead, he's likely to be doing things on block because of lasers and stuff like that, and of course he's going to be building a lot of bar in the process. The second he builds bar, push block deck star the second he gets in. Ooh. You can kind of keep Atrocitus back in that regard.
Now, this is a matchup you didn't used to see so many throw techs in, because Superman does so much damage, you almost can't risk trying to attack the grab, and Atrocitus could just combo from his, so you didn't used to see too many.
There are definitely players, Growl, there are definitely players kicking around on PS4, so if you want to pick up Injustice 2, it's definitely worth your while.
This game's very active. Doesn't matter what console you play it on, you'll find players. Oh, tried. Oh wow, really late catch on that puddle. I'm actually surprised it was still active. There's the restand.
That's going to be one of the variations. Ooh. Like, this is going to be quite a beginner statement, of course, but while you'll see someone go for forward 3 to the back 3, they just want to keep the opponent in the corner rather than transition and reset to neutral.
Well, especially for someone like Atrocitus, right? Like, clearly Mantis is not having the easiest time when he's got Durpey mid-screen and there's that space between them. And if you get Superman cornered, then obviously your offensive options become greater and his defensive options become worse. And another amazing background bounce combo. Mantis really has the optimization.
FYI, that was a reaction puddle. He reacted with low puddle to the laser, knowing his shield would absorb it, and it would be a free punish. That's that awareness, man.
Well, we said it earlier on, right? It's the matchup. When he's got the cat out, Durpey has to be careful every time he fires a laser, because that can be an easy punish. And with Atrocitus, it's not going to tickle.
Ooh, better a little bit on that back too, but ever so slightly missed.
Mr. Aquaman in chat, how's it going, dude?
What up, man?
Ooh, actually think Mantis was went for the empty jump there, didn't want to get hit by forward 2. Very late hit on that breath.
I love seeing that really late breath connect, because it's super plus when it catches that late.
But that's another activation point blank Mantis got punished for. He's going to have to be really careful. And again, covering that gap with the shield. Oh, throw tech, didn't get whiff punished.
Dexstar covering so many bases for Atrocitus. A whiffed grab, I think Durpey probably not expecting a grab in that situation. Probably would have been a little bit quicker, but disrespecting the plus frames.
Yeah, there's that down 1 puddle, it's death on block, but you've got to call it out. Turn that down 1 into a full combo launcher. Show your opponent that you're willing to do it. He's got the glass, throws it immediately, no hesitation. Gives him an activation on the blood. Ooh, gets it this time, doesn't miss the combo.
And of course, that's what he was looking for before. The punch float, meter burning the punch float just to give him not the extra damage, but making the combo take longer, so now he's got Dexstar ready to go.
And there's the throw activation, the 4-2-3 throw, one of the first times we've seen it in this set. Durpey knowing that Mantis, again, likely to respect it. Oh! And then just a straight up dash up into punish of the Dex. Mantis is going to have to be so careful.
Wow, he is going full damage, and also, again, on the flip side, waste the Dexstar time.
Oh, the shield! Actually, ever so slightly didn't get punished.
There's a lot of awareness.
Is he going to gamble? Oh, he went for the overhead. Is he going to do it? But the push block.
At this health, normally, that overhead wouldn't be that bad. But when they're that low, a one-hit overhead is very, very dangerous.
It's a one-hit kill 50-50. But Mantis has a slight lead. Oh, not after the trade.
Oh, dear.
This is chip. He has a bar. He can't even block.
Oh, no, he didn't commit.
He didn't commit!
He did.
If Mantis committed to the follow-up from that meter burn dash, that would have been the sickest play. He committed to 95% of the play and backed out at the absolute final moment.
But it was the speed. The final play for me, which I thought was great, was Durpey using push block the very frame he took something on block because he knew punch float was coming. If punch float is coming, it's going to be meter burn. It's going to be plus on block. At that health, you don't want to take any chip damage. That was fast, critical thinking from both those guys. But in this case, it's going to be in Durpey's favour.
Oh, another win on the board that could have been tied up, but now Durpey's sort of starting to pull away slightly, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Mantis to close that gap. I mean, obviously, if you have a scramble like that and it comes down to the last hit, winning that is the ultimate morale boost, but losing that is one of the most frustrating things that can happen to you.
There's that 1-1-1 into a safe deck star call. Now, we've seen quite consistently Durpey's been the one
just caught him swinging.
Durpey's been ahead in a lot of these games, so it'll be quite interesting to see what happens. He's going to try and go for the restand, but a little bit too far away. Normally, of course, the restand is really plus on hit there, and if you're Atrocitus to the corner, it's super dangerous, but not this time.
Oh, wow. Big call out on the wake-up punch float, but Durpey opts not to spend any bar. I think he wants to save it for a wall combo. Oh, down one into lift attempted, but Durpey interrupting with forward two. You know he was ready to hit that button. And again, oh, good throw tech. And a whiff forward two, but Mantis not quite ready for the whiff punish the same way we've seen, and that is just going to be, again, the catch. That classic Superman pressure. Does he forward two? Does he not? When does he do it? What's the option after?
Now, this is quite a precarious situation, and I think that call into the Shatter was really, really useful. Durpey, I think he's not going to overextend. He's happy to keep him there, but when you've got your back to the corner and you're against Superman, he's within forward two range, and even if you push block, you're still at a distance that he really enjoys to be at. So you've got to make a decision, you know. Do I go for a push block? Do I go for a trait call? At any moment, he could just go for something like this and then press you for days, but Mantis has done a great job of fighting his way back out, and now it's going to be in his favour.
Is he going to spin the bar? No.
I think he should
wake up. I mean, no reason Durpey wouldn't have wake up attacked there. He is on chip damage health from anything, and now Mantis might lose a lot of health here trying to get rid of this last percent. I mean, cost him 2 bars, cost him a lot of chip damage and the corner.
He didn't take a lot of health for that encounter, but it did cost him more bar than he originally should have done if he just, you know, spent the bar to take the round.
And
here we go.
Another corner, background combo, I should say. Leading in the corner at least. Mantis just has that stage knowledge. There's the pressure. Ooh, there's the siphon. Air dash! Oh, if Durpey was committing to that.
Sometimes I feel like that grab has to be guaranteed after trait. Who is going to ever tech that grab when he's just trait and he's within forward 2 range in the corner? Just take the damage, man.
Oh, the raw puddle.
Yep, he gambles on it.
I mean, Mantis did have a clash, so would have been the worst thing. Durpey doesn't have 2 bars for the unclashable cancel either.
But But he couldn't push block. Very, very important that Mantis was able to catch him there when he didn't have that 1 ounce of bar. Now he's going to be plus. Staggers it!
Stagger!
Because he's expecting the 1-1-1.
Is he waking up? There's a late wake up. That could be chip damage.
Oh!
Now, I actually, I wonder if Mantis deliberately didn't commit to that on block. Because in that situation, when Durpey just got off the ground and stood there, it's a good assumption that he was trying to get hit so he could clash. He had more bar. If he was able to clash that, he would have got guaranteed health back and pushed himself out of the corner. It makes you wonder if Mantis made that next level read, like, okay, he's going to get hit here, so I'm just not going to bother. I'm not going to press anything, because if I commit and he lets himself get hit, take the combo, get the clash, and that's a very Irish Mantis thing to do, you know what I mean? He thinks that step ahead. Makes you wonder.
Now, yeah, we can't ignore the lack of clash, though, of course, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
But I guess sometimes if someone doesn't clash, it's because they expect to make the comeback with the bar. I think they bet their chances on having lower health, but having bar to fight with. And in hindsight, all you can really say to yourself is, should have clashed. But at the end of the day, you know, you made that risk, right?
Hey, hindsight's a wonderful thing. But as long as you at least reflect on it and don't repeatedly make the same mistakes over and over and over again in a long set like this, then it's not so bad losing a round or a game to it. And that was Injustice 1 tech right there. Yeah. You know, take the armor from the back 3, cancel out just to absorb the interactable, but unfortunately recovering a little bit too fast, so Durpey remains safe for it, and Mantis took the damage anyway.
Mid versus mid, but in this case, of course, Superman's going to have the better mid in that.
I mean, in most situations, if you're in forward 2 ranges, it's a good bet he's got a better mid than
This is the scariest Superman situation. You know, so many people would look at that and go, wow, that's just one string over and over. In many ways, of course, it is that, but there's so much behind it, you know.
There's more going on than you might think.
Yeah, there's plus frames, there's pressure, there's so many other things he can do that are dangerous, that the forward 2-3 sitting there and taking it. In some instances, fighting back is really risky.
There's a big wake-up punch. Just going to get him out, well, I suppose away from the corner, perhaps not out of it entirely. And again, the call-out Mantis, empty jump into backdash, and he's really not wanting to take anything. There's a big hit, but no! Doesn't quite punish it in time.
Wow, he actually push blocked. I think he was quite confident.
He wants to hold on to that first life bar. Well, he's going to lose it anyway, though, but not too bad. He has the bar. Oh, no trip guard from the forward 2.
Yeah, I don't know what that jumping 2 was.
You can see Durpey trying to dance in that forward 2 range, and there's a punish. The one time Mantis goes for it. Durpey is ready.
Of course, he's going to push him towards the corner, and he's going to be back to where he wants to be. Getting a little bit of the extra damage, firing the balls. I think actually quite a good call, because if he's stuck there blocking and he's going to lose the round, you're going to build that little bit of extra bar, and he's going to die.
He just pet the cat again. Oh, the whiff punish in the back 2.
He did pet the cat again. Oh, the combo drop.
Thing is, if Superman has 2 bars and is willing to spend them off that back 2, that gets him a ton of damage. But Durpey didn't quite have the bar to do so. Uh-oh. Yeah, unclashable. Durpey not wanting to commit at all. Doesn't want to let Mantis get any health back.
Excuse me, sorry guys, I'm still covering from a cold.
But Durpey also can't clash here himself, otherwise he's going to lose it guaranteed. Here's the interrupt. Get himself some advantage. Oh, spends 2 bars! And now the clash from Durpey. He's going to get some guaranteed life for at least break even, but losing clash here against Atrocitus.
But his back is still going to be to the corner.
Yeah, indeed.
So this is not the end of the world for Irish Mantis.
And Mantis kept his bar.
Yep.
Mantis still having a clash available, probably for the best.
And he knows.
Oh, big hit!
If he can catch Durpey here, if he can catch Durpey with 1 touch near the corner and he's got Dexter, this will be the round.
Oh, wow! Does that punish?
Maybe.
Did that sweeping laser just punish the puddle on block? I think so.
Well.
Ooh, a bit of optimization. That could be a full screen option, surely.
Well, these guys play a lot. So if the option was to, like, you know, punish him without allowing him to use his clash, because I think Mantis still had a clash there, right? So if he punishes him with the meter burn laser, he's going to send him full screen. Mantis isn't going to get a chance to block. Of course, Puddle is ridiculously unsafe. But you said it yourself, right? Optimization. These guys play a lot, and this is a matchup that if you play Superman or you play Atrocitus, it's a matchup you're going to be used to. I mean, also, because this is like beta days.
Atrocitus was always a very popular character internationally, right? You know, look at Tekken Master, Zorro, Madden, Spectre Charles. I'm pretty sure, didn't Belial play a bit of...
What, Atrocitus?
A little bit of Atrocitus on launch?
Are you talking about the European side?
Yeah, there was a lot of international Atrocitus players in the first couple months of the game when Path to Pro was going on.
Yeah, Atrocitus was hyper popular.
So it makes you wonder if you're a European player or just international player generally, this is a matchup you have to be familiar with by now.
Definitely. Well,
I actually think it's done Mantis a lot of good, the fact that Captain Cold got nerfed the way he did. Because Captain Cold was always a character that I think Mantis would play basically Captain Cold and Atrocitus to an even degree, right? So he'd spread himself a little bit thinner. But since Captain Cold got adjusted, he has been like 100% Atrocitus. And his Atrocitus is just so much better than we last saw it.
Now, there's a really weird bit of tech with that forward 2-2-3. If you use the shield right as the final overhead connects, if you time it right, that was a lovely trade, by the way. If you time the shield just right, you actually restand the opponent and they're forced to block the shield after the splat connects, and it's a very odd pressure situation. But it does require very weird timing, and that was just... What?
Oh my goodness, if that down 1 was the one that took that. Because that was some tech from Mantis, right? That down 2, it beat his own... I mean, it went under his only wake up, but he still recovered in time to punish.
Well,
that was so smart.
Durpey was dead there anyway, purely because the Siphon would have killed him on wake up. Because, of course, damage over time.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, there's the delay. This is the kind of round that Mantis needs. He needs to get the lead early, which means he isn't constantly playing from behind and running into what exactly the range that Durpey wants him to play. When Durpey has the life lead, it's quite easy to coerce Mantis into that forward 2 range and sort of, you know, again, the patience coming through for Mantis. But when he's got the lead, he just doesn't have to worry about that anywhere near as much.
Actually, that's a super crucial combo drop from Durpey, because now he's going to give Irish Mantis that really classic, I say it over and over again, but the constellation damage, where if he's going to lose the round anyway, anything Mantis does here, of course, it's just going to make his life so much easier going into the inevitable next round, but at this rate, will there even be a next round? Yeah, of course, there you go. Nope, never mind.
The air tech, Mantis,
too soon.
I mean, that's the second time that Mantis has really just held on for dear life to this first life bar. Also, Durpey tried going for that sweeping laser punish, didn't get it from full screen, so I guess it's range dependent.
Absolutely love the staggers by Mantis. In situations where Durpey is expecting some sort of mix-up, Mantis knows that Durpey's going to sit there and dedicate to a block, so he ends the string early and then gets extra block pressure.
And again, the patience from Durpey, as soon as he sees that Mantis has the cat, he doesn't press anything. Doesn't want to spend his only bar on the push block either. Oh, big, because I actually think that was a trip guard. Down 2, just hitting him right as he landed.
There's that restand. Doesn't hit every single character, because sometimes they're a bit too small, but against Superman, that's going to connect every
Now, I don't want to say this is impossible from Durpey, because he does have Superman damage and he is somewhat near the corner, but he's got to flip the positions around. He's got to get I mean, there we go. Punishing a raw activation on Dexstar is not a bad way to start it.
Durpey must have, Mantis must have really expected the down one to really like throw off Durpey and not let him try and punish that, but he's still sticking true to it.
Mantis looking a little bit impatient here, to be honest. Had a huge lead and a lot smaller now. Only got a little bit of chip damage in trade. There's that Blood Siphon. He just wants to patiently sit there. He's not going to be able to activate that safely. Good block. Tries to punish with the back two, but it doesn't work. And that is going to be a punish in return for Irish Mantis. Actually quite surprised that back two didn't catch it.
Well, I think these guys are playing super well. We're getting some good games so far. 3-4. We can see the chat just kind of discussing the locals that exist in the UK. There are a few, but really not many. It really depends on where you are in the UK, doesn't it?
It's a bit up and down, really. Birmingham and sort of the Midlands area has always been quite good for NetherRealm, but London had some stuff early on, but unfortunately it didn't really last too long. You know, players didn't really turn up for it. But to be honest, when it comes to practice in the UK and Europe, online has kind of always been the biggest thing. Ever since the MK9 days, like for MK9 we had
You mean the dark days?
I mean, the MK9 days we had we had P&D, right? You know, we had the Piccadilly Nerf Demanders gathering, you know, once a fortnight. Yeah, I would play every weekend in London, and it was great. But that was because online was really bad back then. Like you kind of needed an offline scene to be a strong player because the online just wasn't very good. And now the online is really good. All you need offline sort of practice for is to get used to playing in front of people, playing in that environment, which you can still get to a degree. But I think, you know, if enough people have interest, casuals can happen. Just take someone to organise them. You know, find a venue, turn up, and then get it started.
Now, there's that reposition. Doesn't end the combo. I think he actually tried to do 1-1-1 into Dexstar, maybe expecting like the millisecond to give him the trait because he was off by just a little bit, but Durpey's still kind of forced there to sit there and take it. Some of these throw breaks are really risky against Atrocitus because, of course, he has those confirmable strings for days, but wow, challenging the plus frames on the trait. Very brave from Mantis as well. We're really making these guys check their execution. You've got to make sure you're nailing these frame traps.
Still, though, seeing double down one on block, that's both players showing a little bit too much respect, I think. At least Durpey. Not so much on the side of the guy that's doing it. There's a trait activation again. Oh, he tried to interrupt the 4-2 again, but this time 8 to full combo for it instead. Oh, he drops the end! That's disastrous for Mantis.
That is one of those drops where straight up, no, he doesn't spend the bar. He might still, yeah.
They both made the same read.
Why are these guys being greedy and not spending their bar to just see?
I mean, to be fair, Durpey, he's got 4 bars. I don't know why he wouldn't spend one of them to guarantee that kill.
I just like how my Superman logo looks when I've got all my meter. Do you know what I mean? When my super's ready, and it goes all nice and glowy.
Again, not even attempting to punish his
look at how much damage he's taken because he got greedy with his meter. Like, that's only ever going down. And he finally gets it.
That's still about 35% of that last bar, though.
His logo looking nice and shiny still with those 4 bars a meter. Oh yeah, that grab. I'm telling you, man, that grab may as well be guaranteed after trait.
Oh, there's the read on the wake up backdash. Durpey, he's done that a few times now.
And he meter burns the back 3 just to do extra damage and also not allowing Mantis to air tech just in case he ever wanted to.
Well, that one sequence has given him quite a comfortable lead.
Nice. I actually really like that. Forward 2 into instant back 3 just to get plus frames off a long range poke. Another tech, that is so risky, but he gets it every time. His reads are on point.
That is so good though. Cancelling into back 3 and forward 3, if you're a character that gets plus frames off those and normals that actually, you know, give you something, normals that reach and give you something off those plus frames, it can be really good.
Somewhat of a shimmy attempt, but it's going to be a little bit of a Swiss Army knife, and that's going to have added plus frames as well as catching those grab attempts. Back-to-back clashes too. Not for long.
But at least for a few seconds. Mantis is going to win that one. Kind of even on life, not quite. Durpey does have a bit of a lead, and the bar, that's a huge one there. No commit. Oh, back-to-back. He catches it, but doesn't have the bar. That was a super dangerous.
I think he was definitely expecting to probably have the bar for that one, because he was
he
short.
Was just short, right? Like just by a speck.
But that's likely to be a punishing mistake. Look at the difference. Yeah, jumps in, but no bar. Oh, and there's that sweeping laser. That was going to be, when he was that weak, that was a straight-up mix-up between regular laser or sweeping laser.
Superman wins.
But that's going to be, the first 5 comes through. So Durpey now, halfway there. These matches are close, man. They really are.
Potentially plenty more to go. It's not really been a blowout of any degree, to be honest. That's kind of what we were hoping for.
Yeah, it's a good catch. Got a shout. Azumis in the chat saying the meter burn back 3 was to beat push blocks. That would have kind of doubled up as well. Atrocitus is super good at beating push block, I find, in this game. He has
Especially when
a lot
he's
of good
got
tools.
Cat. When he's got the cat, it's even better.
Well, I can't get used to that really uncomfortable Superman face. Look at it. He's like, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, Superman. It's a shame he doesn't have the Christmas hat as gear that you can wear.
I know. Doesn't it? I don't think anyone does, do they?
No.
That'd be great.
No Christmas gear, unfortunately. Then they'd have to do gear for every holiday and it would just get weird. I can't imagine DC would want Batman with like a pumpkin head.
I don't think they'd quite like to have a Christmas hat on, like...
Wonder Woman with like a Christmas cake as a shield.
Mate, I would buy that, though.
I mean, no, you wouldn't. Don't lie. Not like that.
If I played Wonder Woman, I would buy it. And I love that standing 3 to get the juggle. You don't really see that used in that way, unless, you know, it's been a recent thing and we just haven't been seeing it. But Mantis, really showing that it's dangerous.
I do like how Atrocitus players have kind of shied away from those corner combos, though, that had all the down 2s and got all the damage from the damage over time, right? Because the down 2 scales so heavily, and ever since the damage over time nerf he received early in the game's life, it just hasn't been as useful. But he clearly still has other corner options that are beautiful with Punish. Mantis not going to be stingy with the bar this time. He's going to spend the last one, and look at that life lead, 100% worth it.
This is a great situation for Atrocitus. You know, he's got that really dangerous corner pressure, has the pushback on that interaction, so there was no way Durpey was going to answer back that cool.
Ooh, that was an interesting sequence. Down 2 into Blood Siphon into Dexstar Ball.
I gotta say, I really love the fact that Atrocitus players are finally starting to use that Blood Siphon to great effect with Dexstar. Because the Siphon, of course, it's been there since the beta, but only as the last few months are we seeing Atrocitus players really start to explore how useful that can be. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to stop the Blood Siphon because you've got Shield.
Again, Mantis not attempting to take that grab. I think he's just happy to take it. Because you get hit by that grab, like 3/4 of Superman's trait is gone. Oh, and there's the call out. I mean, to be honest, you might think to yourself, why is Mantis pressing that button? He's losing to forward 2 a lot. But if he decides to never press anything, it opens up Durpey's offense so much more than he really needs to be dealing with right now. However, he is still back to the corner, and that's 2 grabs in a row. Durpey really starting to call out Mantis here. If he's planning on just taking the grab, there we go, finally gets a tech.
I think I love the call for Durpey to have gone for so many grabs there, purely on the basis that the forward 2 will give him his best comeback, and he knows that Mantis is not going to want to eat those, so yeah, just grab him for days, and then when it starts to get even, that's when the forward 2 becomes more dangerous.
I mean, some players will think, hey man, it's fine, I'll just take the throw every time, but if your opponent catches on that, he's never taking these, then you are just going to get grabbed 100 times, and lose all of your life that way instead. Players will adapt, you can't just have one defensive playstyle.
Durpey was so dead set that a puddle was coming right there.
Oh! Down 2 into Meter Burn forward 3 though.
And it just hit. It just connected.
That was like the last thing Durpey was expecting.
Not even on block.
He's probably sitting at home and he's like, okay.
I understand now.
I understand now. Do you understand now?
Yes. Just to address a comment in the chat, we played Sector and Cyrax when they came out, but of course they weren't in the game until XL, right? So we played Quan and Chinook before then, until the boys arrived. We weren't even ready for Cyrax and Sector. We were dedicated to Chinook and Quan, and
I think you cut that short a little bit too early.
It was a nice surprise, really, to see the bots come out.
I mean, I was 100% ready to not have the Borgs in MKX at all. So when we saw that trailer, oh my god.
Cheap Eddie comes knocking on the door at like 11 at night and goes, guys.
In his pajamas, I was like, oh god, what's happened?
Cheap Eddie was the one that told us that the trailer was live and we all watched it together. It was great. But yeah, back to the match. Wow, just like that, he's lost half of his health already.
That happened last time. We keep taking like 5 seconds to reminisce about the good times. And then we come back and Durpey's lost half of his life.
Atrocitus. And there's that. Oh, look at how plus that was of how Mantis was able to jump a million years before.
Still though, I mean, Superman has that comeback potential.
Oh,
he finally went for the tech and got punished. This is where the Superman damage comes from. That was really unfortunate.
That lag spike. I'm so sorry, Durpey.
He only did 600 damage before he dropped it.
And
he got barely no damage.
That wasn't even
only 600.
That wasn't even on Dark Side either. That was pure damage.
God, imagine how much that would have done on Dark Side. Because it started off a meter burn. Because it started off a meter burn back 3. You're starting off with that chunky attack.
1,000 damage it would have done.
Ooh, back down 2.
Ooh.
Wow, rare footage of Superman losing an air to air.
I mean, that doesn't happen. Someone check the NRS cops and we'll get that fixed.
Of course. He needs to be fully invincible during his jumping animation.
Durpey, I mean, he doesn't want to spend his only bar of meter, but he's having no choice. He's going to have to do something now.
Yeah, Mantis is...
Oh.
Did he air tech first?
I think
he tried to clash and air tech instead. And now he's lost the... Poor... Hashtag hug Durpey.
Hashtag hug Durpey. Sad Durpey.
Guys, can I get some hug derpies in the chat for that really unfortunate mistake that we've definitely all made at some point? Accident at Wear Tech when trying to clash.
And then you clash. And
That
then
is
you've
like the
got nothing.
definition of feels bad, man.
You've got nothing left.
Nothing left. He's got a bar now. I mean, if Durpey makes his comeback,
No.
I will be so happy. Oh, push
No.
block, push block. Oh, he didn't even want to. Oh, but the tech!
Oh.
Mantis just denying him any at all chance of coming back from that one.
That's going to be 5-5. Some good games.
That was a great game. Madness is when Madness has the cat. Oh my god,
He makes magic happen when Dextar's in play.
it's just so optimized.
Atrocitus.
Well, Durpey's going to sort of take a second and go, well, that was a bit of a blunder. But he'll recover stronger than ever.
I mean, he did it as Madness dashed under him.
We've all been there.
So he was holding forward in meter burn, and then Mantis went under him for side switch, which obviously gave him back in meter burn. It's happened to all of us, but in that situation, it would have happened to all of us.
Oh, back on Gorilla City.
This is one of the best sets we've had in a while.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Oh, there we go. That is the optimization. Not going to drop it this time? No, he is not. If you can get that back to launch into the background bounce, that is that Superman damage. That's half-life clean.
Yeah, we're reaching a point where...
All blood siphon activation.
Wow. Does he go for the reset? No, just a straight up...
No, corner carry. Spends the bar too. Just trying to waste as much time as possible and get that cat back.
That was a...
Oh, he just got a fat chunk of health back from that siphon too.
That was a really nice setup. Really,
Actually,
really nice.
That's probably why he went for the extension on the punch flow end, because it means you're getting as much blood siphon time as possible,
That is true.
which gives you the most health back.
It's just the gift, that sort of meter burn punch float, I think, back in the day when it was just a means to make Dextar
Did it again, by the way.
either, come out longer or come back faster. Now the blood siphon's in play, it just doubles up for extra utility.
I think Durpey's probably looking for chip damage at this point.
Yeah, and he'll get it with this health.
Oh, the patience, Durpey. No reason at all to swing any button there at all. Just sit there and wait for your opportunity.
Yeah, he'll take the trade. Oh, tries to use the trade as a means to get Dextar.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Yeah, has to air tech that
I
one.
think Mantis probably just needs to hope that he gets off Gorilla City, because Durpey is consistently getting the right place on the screen to get that kind of back to launching background bounce combo.
I think
That's
this
so
is-
much damage.
I think this is why stages are so important in this game, in the sense that background bounces, I mean, characters like Superman who get damage without background bounce anyway, the second you throw it into play, it gives him, he goes from basically, what could be 400 damage to BNBs to like 600 in the
Yeah.
blink of an eye, just if you're in the right part of the stage.
I mean, it's not like it's been a clear-cut advantage for Durpey over Mantis, because let's remember back to the first handful of games, and even now to a degree, Mantis, he has the knowledge. He is extending his damage also with the background bounces. He's getting that timer to get the cat back, and all that is coming off his background utilization. And he's looking really good for it. Just these last handful of games, I'm not sure if it's because of where it is on Gorilla City, or whether Durpey's just happening to, right place, right time, and is just ready for it.
He's siphoning it.
He's trying to get health back here.
But he also doesn't want it to be push blocked. That's very, very important, is that he doesn't want the push block to come through, because of course push block not only gets rid of Dextar easier, but the siphon disappears after push block.
It was really smart. It did put him back into not one touch of death territory. And that's all of Durpey's meter gone. That blood siphon play might have actually won him the game. No, he dropped the combo.
I can't believe he dropped. Why didn't he clash the forward 2-3?
He could have clashed it. He could have clashed. I actually think that would have been the single best use of blood siphon I've ever seen. It would have given him just enough health back to make that comeback.
But there were a couple of things
One
that
drop.
were going on there. The first one was, I think he was trying to make it harder for Durpey to push block in the corner, because one of the reasons we didn't see siphon used back in the day was, of course, if you push block, blood siphon will disappear. So seeing as push blocking is already really useful against Dextar and Atrocitus
Fighters
anyway,
approaching Atlantis.
it just gets rid of the siphon as an added bonus, really. So he was going for those really obscure timed Dextar orbs to make push blocking so much harder or impossible, which means he's going to sit there with the siphon, he can't challenge it because he'll get hit by the trait, and at the end of the day, the goal there was to get a little bit of health back to make the comeback easier. Had a really good chance to get it
Or even
started, but
possible in the first place,
he just
arguably.
dropped the down 2. That's really unfortunate at the end. That could have been one of the best comebacks we've ever seen.
And again, patience from Durpey. Going to be a bit of a throw. Quite common to see Atrocitus players go for throws as Dextar's about to vanish, just to try and eat up some of that recharge time.
I think that's why we're seeing a lot of the techs come from Durpey in those situations, because the grab is so obvious in that situation. You expect it, and slightly delayed air tech just to catch the back 3. Oh,
I I think Durpey kind of needs to start going for some of his own sort of down ones off of that 4-2-3 activation, because Matt is actually starting to get away with quite a lot of down ones after that 4-2-3 trait. So if Durpey starts going for his own down one, he's going to get that hit advantage. It's going to make Madness hesitate a little bit more, but I haven't seen it yet.
And he just got the final added bonus. And yeah, just go for the jump one. Keep things really, really simple. This is a hell of a lead.
It's not bad. This is basically what's happened to Madness in the games that he's been able to run away with. But at the same time, opposite, when Durpey's had a big life lead at the start, he usually ends up winning too. This is such a momentum-based matchup, it seems. But because they both hit so hard, it's quite easy to, off of one or two reads, kind of, run away with an entire life bar.
I feel like this matchup has always been super momentum heavy, and even then Durpey still not wanting to clash. I think he's going to wait until it's more critical that he clashes and try and take this first round with a couple of bars first. I guess Madness though, oh no, likely to make it a bit harder. I'm not even sure what Durpey was trying to do there. Maybe he was trying to clash a bit earlier?
Yeah, but that forward 3 being unclashable 2 means that Madness took a big final chunk away before. Durpey might just be able to get that combo life back, just short of it.
This is our first to 10 Neptune. We have 2 more after this, and they're also
wow, that actually preemptively beat the forward 2 from Superman. You don't see that every day.
I know. No bar to extend, but I don't need to be too worried after this. Yeah, just sit there and be patient.
He's got the cat back. Durpey has to be careful. But at the same time, you can see those forward dashes into forward 2. He's trying to catch Madness, activating it, but Madness not falling for it this time. And again, the patience.
Ooh.
Oh, that might be it. No, he doesn't have the cat or the bar.
I like the idea though. With the breath, try and bait a forward 2 or some kind of advancement at Durpey. That's a fantastic trade. That's it, game over. That's going to be the game for sure.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that. As soon as the cat came out on the screen, that was going to be game 100%. And it's going to take another game.
6-6. This is going every bit as close as I think people were saying.
This might be the longest first to 10 we've had so far. But at this point, I think these guys, especially with how much they've played prior, I don't think there's anything they can kind of bring out, sort of those secret strats. I think they're very much aware of what the other's kind of bringing to the table. But it's a question of, 6-6, right? 4 games each left apiece, potentially 8.
Now, this is the first time I've seen Rock of Eternity today. This is also another good background bounce stage.
It's good for the bounce. Used to be a lot better for power characters when basically everything was unblockable.
Yeah, everything was unblockable, man. I still have memories. Oh, drop it.
Well, that's going to be the corner. Durpey could have some momentum here. That's actually one thing we haven't really had the chance to see from Durpey yet so far, is those kind of really a lot riskier but very dangerous Superman corner mix-ups, right? The dive bomb stuff, the forward, the back stuff. I'm not sure if he just hasn't had the chance, or if Durpey just hasn't really wanted to commit to that kind of stuff, because obviously the dive bomb's unsafe. So if you're going to go towards that against someone like Atrocitus in such a momentum-based match, you're going to throw all of that away potentially.
Yeah, there's a couple of things to factor in that situation. If this was like pre-patch, he'd have got a combo off that grab, by the way. But I feel like these guys have played so many times.
I almost miss seeing him.
Maybe once upon a time, Durpey was able to go for the dive bomb stuff when they used to play, and maybe it just doesn't work, and it's too unsafe to risk. You never know.
It's definitely a mix-up, but it's a punishable mix-up, and on a character that is universally quite safe. So some players might not want to play that way,
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when you've got a life lead like this. Like Durpey doesn't really have any reason to be hasty and go for that kind of stuff when he has a huge lead.
Now there's that siphon. It's going to help him, and of course the siphon's going to only tick amazingly when he's got the. Now he's going to have enough to get it back. He's going to go for the blast. Oh, there it is! Look at how much health he gets. And I love how it's like not even mix-ups. He just wants to be in Durpey's face long enough.
But there definitely are options for Durpey to push block though. To be honest, considering how much mileage Mantis is getting out of the Siphon, I would like to see Durpey push blocking the jump.
It really is. It is the way of countering Siphon.
Oh my god, so far!
The Phantom hitbox.
Superman, he shoved his face out to I-beam and just got a face full of heat, or whatever that is. Is it blood? What does he spit? Is it just pure rage? Face full of rage?
Angry juice. And he's going to get health back on this as well. Here he goes. And just like that, it's given him the lead, but the wake up back 3. But the clash. This is best case scenario. I really think we need to see a little bit more push blocks.
Oh, a tied clash. Does he commit? He does. He only had 1 bar. So regardless, if he got that hit, there's going to be a lot of damage.
Very, very even.
Durpey did just spend everything too, so the worst Mantis was going to get punished for wouldn't have even the life out, considering the meatless damage. No, whiff punish attempt from Durpey, quite a surprise.
I think we might have seen a whiff punish attempt if he'd committed to the forward 2-2-3, but he just did the forward 2-2, and he's not going to get anything off that with no bar and no trait. But the Siphon did give him a little bit of health back again from what I could see.
This man is trying to make that standing 3+ by meeting it that way. Is it plus on block?
I think he's definitely...
Or is it only plus when
well,
you
it's
do
one
it
of those
late?
things that it's active for really long, so he very well could be trying to make it plus by doing it meaty. And yeah, the unbreak, really good game from Irish Mantis.
Yeah, looking strong. Going to take that one more on the board. Now we're actually getting quite a ways into the set. Mantis only has a small handful left to take.
Yeah, very much so. 7-6.
Especially with the way they're playing, there seems to be very little room for error here. I think one thing that both guys are doing an amazing job of is just punishing every mistake they see.
For sure. One of the adaptations I think Durpey could be doing in the corner is probably push blocking once the jump 3 comes out, because of course jump 3 is really plus. Going for anything after the jump 3 is risky because Atrocitus has so many good mids and so many good things he can do after the jump 3 gets blocked. So I feel like Durpey needs to at least challenge it a couple of times, you know. Try and go, well, if you're going to go for the jump 3, push block and just undo that danger entirely. You're still Superman, you're still at a range where you can fight back from that push blocking range.
One of the first bars can go to Durpey thanks to swooping laser, but Mantis does at least get the cat on the screen. Probably a trade he'll be willing to take, but a second bar built already for Durpey. Throwing him towards the corner too, trying to get him away from that mid-screen space.
Trying to keep my cold coughing to a minimum, but sometimes it's hard.
Oh, man, there's only so much you can do.
Illness! Oh.
Back towards that mid-screen. Oh, big hit there. Yeah, it's still in range for the background bounce. That's going to be a damage extension.
Oh, I see Ed Napier in the chat. How's it going, man? Long time no see.
Oh, that's a name I haven't seen in a while.
The sick Batman of Russia.
The Russian Batman.
And there's that Superman pressure coming through. I mean, this is literally, you know, the Russian Batman, Metropolis, Superman, Atrocitus. This is beta days.
Is it? That's a good point. On this stage as well. We've gone back in time. God, if we saw Atrocitus this optimized in the beta, we would have lost our collective minds.
Yes.
Ooh, big throw from Irish Mantis. That actually could have been quite risky, but... Oh, down one connects. Oh, recovered in time to get down two.
That is so good.
Quite a brave call out there from Mantis to whiff a button on the air dash and still hit buttons for an anti-air. But it worked. It clearly has the knowledge, knowing it's going to work. Hang on, speaking of which, though, another punish on that raw activation.
But if he's got the bar, he's not going to be as worried, I don't think. Now the Siphon. Is he going to push block? Oh, the sweep. Just the raw.
Is he going to get more health back?
Yep.
He's going to.
Oh.
Wow. I actually don't think I've ever seen the Blood Siphon get so much life back in one set before.
You know, his use of this Siphon really is impeccable. I think the first time we saw Blood Siphon get utilised to an amazing degree, and that's an unfortunate combo drop, very much so.
Ouch.
But the first time we saw Siphon get used, actually, on the subject of Ed Napier, it really was Inspector Chos. You know, Russia really had that really sick Atrocitus tech back in the day.
I'm so sad he couldn't make E-League.
Me too.
Oh, he would have been. In fact, actually, both Napier and Inspector Chos would have been like my dark horse picks to do really well there.
Hey man, if they were both able to make E-League, they would have been the two dark horses of the tournament without a shadow of a doubt. They were disgustingly good. Well, I say they were disgustingly good.
Still though, another Siphon's been activated. Not only is he going to get their health back, look at the chip damage it's adding. Durpey just dying on block.
And now he's got the Siphon. I mean, like, he needs
the
to just...
he can do.
Yeah. Oh, well,
I mean, surely Mantis just needs to just pop the Siphon and walk at him, right? Just scarecrow it up. In you go. Come on, Mantis. In you go.
It's likely to disappear if he gets hit, so I don't think Mantis wants to
he just activate it and sit there.
Oh!
In theory. Good old theory fire back here. I'm sure it's as simple as that. Then you got Durpey making those hard reads, you know, just running in, meter burn rolling from full screen, just trying to preemptively catch it.
There we go.
Chip damage. That's going to do it.
It was a matter of time. Mantis, actually, for the first time in a while, it's not a matter of one game, it's a matter of 2 games. There we go. 8-6.
I mean, at this point, Mantis is playing a rank match. he's playing for that first of 3 at this point, and he just won the first game. 2 more, my score goes up on the leaderboard. Speaking of leaderboards, so you guys, those that follow me on Twitter will know I had a bit of a personal goal for myself, and I posted my end of year rank match stats on my Twitter, and I was like, I ended up at number 8. By the end of last year, I was number 8 on the PC leaderboards for rank, and I'm like, oh, you know, considering I was never as good at Injustice as I was MK, I'll be happy with that. I didn't play any matches for like 4 days because we had family here. I went back to leaderboards to expecting myself to have dropped like exponentially, and I've moved up to 7th. Because someone above me has probably lost a match.
R.I.P.
It's like moved under.
Pepperon. But Durpey, it
happened again. I took a few seconds to reminisce.
What?
And he's dead again.
What are these combos, man?
I could not tell you.
Irish
whip punish attempt, but gets tagged by the last hit.
Irish Mantis.
Oh, that's a big drop, unfortunately. Can't be affording to drop that kind of stuff for Superman.
I think Atrocitus is down 1 recovers so quickly that in those instances where someone tries to down 1, when the throw bait comes through, Durpey was expecting a bait, and that's what the forward 3 was entirely about. But it recovered fast enough that he just sat there and blocked and was still not getting punished.
Speaking of which, big whiff punish there from Mantis. And there we go. Actually, I love that. Getting the forward dash to make sure he repositions first before getting that final
This
hit.
is starting to look very, very snowbally, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, Mantis was down, wasn't it 4-1 at some point? I'm sure it was. Mantis was down a few games, a handful at
I think
least.
it was 4-2. So actually the divide has not been that big, but it does look like Mantis is on the verge of making the divide even larger. He's going to get another conversion into Dexter. Has his back to the corner and his execution has been on point. Here comes the Siphon again. Unfortunately, no more push
There's
block.
the push block.
Finally comes through. Loses Dexter and Siphon. So I feel like he's going to remember how much he just undid with that one push block.
But a very good anti-air coming out from Mantis is going to put Durpey down. I mean, in this situation, doesn't he just spend 2? He's going to get the bar, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Mantis is going to build a bar before Durpey does. And 1 hit now. Oh, very surprised he recovered in time from that.
No, the staggers. You don't want to let someone... Oh, wow.
Makes me wonder if Mantis could just... No, wait, what?
That was an Injustice 1 backdash through firewall.
Okay, excellent.
Foxy used to do that all the time with Injustice 1 Wonder Woman.
Oh, hang on a minute. Oh no! Tries to get the ball out, get a full screen conversion, but a little bit late.
Oh, no bar to push block though. Siphon is just gonna. He's just aggressively walking towards him, and that's a whiff punish and health back at the same time. That is a insane turn of events.
That's not bad. Mantis really switching it on now for what could potentially be the last couple of games of the series.
I feel like he's just flipped that switch and just gone up that next level, in those last few games where it's just starting to go better and better and better. And Durpey did actually have answers. He did use push block in some of those occasions to try and at least undo the momentum and that freight train that keeps rolling, but even though he got it off, the second he got caught on block again, he had no bar because it just used push block.
I think definitely at the
it's
very
not
least,
it's not the be all end all answer.
something that can't be ignored is the fact that Mantis is he's being a lot smarter when it comes to activating Dexter. He was eating a lot of damage in the games that he ended up losing by just going for Dexter on the neutral. It was giving Durpey a free forward dash into forward 2, and it was eating a full combo for it, and a lot of the Dexter uptime every time. It was happening way too often, but now Mantis is just being a little bit more careful about when he chooses to pop it.
Yeah, he's not overextending. He's dedicating to things when he knows he has that insurance policy. So of course here comes another conversion.
It basically cost him his entire bar, right? But he's going to spend it. Is that going to give him guaranteed Siphon?
I think so. That is tech. That is tech. That is literally a combo that goes, this combo will take so long, I'm going to be guaranteed some health back after this.
But it's one of those trades, right? It's when you're basically, you're betting resources in a situation. You're going, okay, what have I got to spend? In that situation, his entire deck star bar. It cost him 2 bars because he had to get the puddle to launch and he had to get the EX punch float just to get that extended time. So it cost him 2 bars and his entire trait bar, but it got him damage and health regen.
That was so plus.
That was so good.
But it's 2 bars for the fact that if you think about the fact that you end the combo getting health back, if you think about it, the combo in essence is actually doing a bit more damage because you've gained health and they've lost it. Ooh. So the divide between your health bars is still significantly bigger than if you didn't get health back.
I mean, being able to regen health is just insane in this game. I mean, look no further than the Swamp Thing, right? Every time he touches you and goes to that grab, he's going to get a chunk back.
Ooh.
Big shimmy from Durpey.
The Slayer.
That is the Slayer shimmy. The neutral jump read on a throw. Big damage that Mantis just saved himself from with the clash, but no clash anymore. Kind of close to the left-hand side corner. Gonna get the cat out, but it's full screen.
Durpey likely to be really aggressive with the zoning. I actually love that forward too. Probably expecting Mantis to try and dedicate, to try and blast through the laser. And yeah,
oh wow, still got punished.
Patience. Just wait for that shield to disappear.
But again, Durpey can afford to be patient. He can be a little bit more calm. He has a commanding life lead. Now it's Mantis that's forced to make the dangerous plays to try and even some of this out, but it's not going well.
This very much should be Durpey's round.
This will probably be the life bar. Can't imagine Durpey will go for the attack.
Oh, he tried to go for the combo to get some Siphon for the health back, but...
And there's a big backdash into full punish attack. But I mean, at this point, is there anything Mantis can do to avoid? Yeah, there we go.
The second he jumped, it was over.
Soon as his feet left the ground, that was game. Durpey, 7. So now Durpey 3 away. Mantis, still only 1 to go. So still very looking good for Mantis, but a little bit more difficult. Especially after the momentum's gone, right? As soon as Durpey's taken a game, he's now going to be feeling himself a little bit more.
I think it's good for Durpey that he's been able to get that game, because if it starts to go game after game after game to the other guy, it's important to at least get one to go, right, okay, we're still able to take games, even though, you know, he's really starting to come back here and he's starting to have a lot of momentum. Being able to at least take that momentum away is like, right, we're still in this. Losing morale is very easy to do, isn't it? So,
oh, especially against a character like Superman, with how much damage he does. It looks like I'm not the only one who gets shimmied. I mean, you can't get shimmied if you never tech grabs, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If you hate being shimmied, just stop teching throws, mate. Just like get hit by everyone.
Sound
At least
advice.
you won't eat a full combo.
Sound advice from PND Mustard.
I'm only joking, don't take that advice. And if you do, don't blame me. Oh no, drops the combo.
Yeah, one thing to never forget is that some of these stages, the background bounce timing is actually different for certain stages. Because it's like the animation may be the same, but it's like the angle, the trajectory, it's really weird. I think Brainiac's ship is the most confusing.
Brainiac's ship takes so long to fly you back at him that everyone's just like, uh-oh, I have to wait long, but how long do I wait? Do I hold back 3? Do I just time it normally? Some characters actually have some really cool custom combos that you could only do on that ship because of how long it takes to get back. Like Red Hood can knock him back in, you know, do a meatless mine, knock him into it.
Oh my!
It's got some cool swags.
Really nice. Trying to get a little bit of the damage. At the end of the day, getting damage is not really what's important here. Getting deck start on go is what matters.
Shimmying is when you you basically move menacingly your opponent to make them to bait them into thinking you're going to go for a throw. Like some people will shimmy by they'll have their opponent restood, and then they'll have a restand, and they'll walk at them to make it look like they're going to go for a throw, and then at the last minute they'll like jump back up or they'll walk back out of the throw range, and they'll basically punish you. They'll punish your whiffed grab that you just did trying to tech the throw.
Unfortunately, Durpey actually stood up a little bit too early after that breath, and he got hit by the meaty frames, which allowed Madness to get some pressure. This is actually match point for Madness right now. This could be a 10-7 result.
Maybe. I mean, he can be careful here. He's got the cat, but doesn't want to activate it at a time it will die. No, there we go. Safe range, and that's going to be an easy anti-air.
I was about to say Durpey kind of needs to be a little bit careful with the whiffing, not because he's going to get punished, but Madness likely to use those minus frames to get himself a free cat. And the second the cat comes out, oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. He's got
Untackable.
nothing.
Untackable.
I mean, does he can't even...
Oh, he hasn't. Yeah, hasn't got Clash. He's already used it.
He spent it all. This is likely to be the game, unless he makes a crazy good comeback here.
It's possible. He does have a bar.
Yeah, Superman with trait can happen.
The problem he's going to have is if he can if he can take this first life bar, it's getting the Clash out of Madness and then managing to make the comeback.
Yeah, for sure. And he has a little bit more deck star too.
Oh, that's his only bar spent at that push block. That's not going to do enough. Backdash gets him away. The down one. Now, okay, this isn't impossible. Durpey has to get hit with this one bar and no Clash, and there's no trait, I should say.
He needs to play this perfectly. He really needs to make not a single mistake.
Oh man, it's playing for that distance. You know, he wants to get the cat out.
I mean, you look at the chip, you're going to look at the pressure, you're going to look at just one hit of combo damage.
Uh-oh.
If Durpey makes one mistake, he's going to lose.
Uh-oh, the shield.
Ooh! Oh!
Okay, now Dexter is gone, but he has to siphon. He's nowhere near, though, to make it worth it.
He's got to watch out. Oh, that's it. Game over.
Yep.
Oh, Siphon. Siphon's going to kill him.
No, not quite. It's disappeared.
Oh, no. He put himself in harm's way. An Irish man.
You could tell Durpey realised the danger he'd put himself in, tried to go for a backdash the second he landed, but it was too little too late. Long arm of Atrocitus.
That's going to be our first 10 of the night. Congratulations to Irish Mantis.
That was good. I really enjoyed that.
For winning our first 10 of 2018 as well, actually, if you think about it.
That's a good point.
Our first
the first winner of the first to tens, the K&M first to tens.
Good games.
2018.
Good games, guys. Good games.
Awesome.
Good games all around.
Definitely happy to have those guys back in future weeks too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Provided they can make it.
We've wanted to have Durpey in because, of course, he plays a really good Robin as well as Superman. So we've wanted Durpey in for a while. It's nice to get Madness back. We haven't had him in some time, and his Atrocitus from when we last saw it to now was kind of ridiculous, to be honest.
So ever since Captain Cold got nerfed and he dropped him, he's just been 100% focused on one character.
But of course, this is only one first to 10. We're now going to get into our second one, which is going to be Yamini versus Happy Pal. So it's going to be that